Thanks.
And like I said, I'll just sit here muted in case you need any help.
Thank you.
Where's
Yeah, thank you
Jillian?
so much for your help with all this.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Let's wait for Jillian to connect.
Looks like Jillian is on.
You all set, Jillian?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're starting the meeting at 7:05. And I am concerned where the woman, let's approve the minutes, March 28th. Could somebody make a motion?
I make a motion to accept the minutes from the meeting of March 28th.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Any
Aye.
Aye.
no amendments? Okay, we're good. I am going to email the woman who said she would be on the Zoom. So what I'm gonna do is ask for an amendment that we move the public comment to when Elizabeth shows up. So could I have that motion or say so moved?
So moved.
So moved.
Okay, so we'll say Alex so moved and Anne Marie second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'm gonna email her right now. Say we're waiting for you. Loretta, we just move into treasurer, please?
Okay, our current balance is $1,426.09. Over the last 24 hours, I've received several emails regarding invoicing being attached, but last day of the month, I didn't open any of them. So next month I'll have more detail on what the balance is, or I can email everybody out after I get a chance to address that.
So no spending since April.
No, there has
In the last
been.
24 hours, I got all these invoices and I just haven't.
Oh, okay. They just
What
haven't
the
been
total is.
registered. Okay, gotcha.
So I'll tell you what I sent in, about 230 for a new banner. Didn't send this yet, but we're getting a new runner. That's about 100. The one that you got from Steve, it was sent to the wrong address, so that's really not more money. He just voided a check and they'll just resend it. So
And
that's not really.
it's kind of ridiculous that he did that, but anyway, we'll get it addressed. I did
And
that one last night and then marked it as unread.
yeah, and then I did get an invoice today for renting the Playhouse for $300, so that's also there. So that's about $600. Okay. Anybody else have any invoices? Just a reminder that our fiscal year ends June 30th. You should have any receipts in by the third week. Although Loretta, I sent you what she said.
Yes, so it was by the third week in July, they want to finish all the booking of the things for June. Any receipt has to be for a service or a purchase that happened prior to June 30th,
Right, so-
prior to July 1st.
Okay, so if you order something from Amazon, even if you ordered it June 28th, it's not until you receive it. So
Well,
if
they
it
don't charge you until it ships. And if it ships
Exactly.
on July 1st, that's not June. So
right, so you can't wait till the last minute. That's why I said third week, but I mean, it can go a little bit longer, but just so everyone's thinking about that. Do we have suggestions of what to buy? More to buy?
I have a suggestion, please.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
When we were decorating at Christmas time, I guess whatever happened to our menorah disappeared. And I think we need to put one up as we put up a Christmas tree. I don't know how much they cost. I don't know what size you purchased.
I think that's a fantastic
That's a
point.
suggestion.
The menorah belonged to Shannon. Last time I saw it, it was in the conference room.
I don't
Oh,
think it would hurt to have
know
one
where
for the
it
Arts
is?
Commission.
I last time I saw it, which was quite some time ago now, it was on a
Okay.
shelf with her Kanara for Kwanzaa.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So they were both there. I mean, they were both in town hall. I guess we'll have to check next time we're allowed in the room in person.
Good idea.
Yes, and actually,
Unless actually we want to get one.
yeah, we should probably buy one instead of always borrowing from her and then we can
I think-
store it.
Yeah, I think it, because the Arts Commission owns the tree materials that we used, right?
I think those are
Yes.
town halls.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know if
so-
it's ours or not, but
Yeah.
If the town has that, I think the town should also have a menorah and the thing for Kwanzaa. So I think it makes sense for us to have one.
right. So Shannon, hi, we're wondering,
Hi.
did you take your menorah and that other decoration back, or do you?
The Kanara, it should still be at town hall up in our, like up in the cabinets, I would think, or wherever it is that someone put it away.
I could
I
swear
think I
I saw
have
it on the
this-
shelf in our meeting room.
Yeah, it's in our meeting room. My little menorah is here, but the town has a menorah.
They do?
Mhm.
Yeah, they put up one
Right.
this year.
But
They put a
it
big
out-
one up.
outside,
outside.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
we were
Oh,
talking
okay.
about having one in the lobby. And we could purchase
I mean,
it.
I could bring it back.
Well,
I
we
can
wanna
bring it
make
back.
sure,
It's fine.
we gotta make sure it's there still for you.
And I think it makes sense for the town to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody could look into pricing that out and getting one, that would be great. Anybody? I
Okay. Any particular size,
think the same size.
Lenora?
Next time I go to town hall, I'll take a picture of Shannon's and I'll send it to you, okay? That was a
Okay.
good
I'll
try.
Kanara
look
is
at-
about
Do it on
14.
Amazon.
The Kanara that I made was about 14 inches or 14 or 18 inches. And then, I want to say 9 inches tall. So it would be
Either
Like a-
14 by 9 or 18 by 9.
yeah,
That's the
something like
Kana-
that for
That's
the
that's the Kanara she's talking about, two different things,
Yeah.
okay?
so but
Oh.
if you were getting a menorah, it probably
Okay.
should be like this of similar size.
Right. I'll send you a picture, Anne Marie. Hopefully it's there. If not, we'll have to replace
Okay,
it. Okay,
okay. Thank you.
Catherine, you also raised the question of maybe buying one or more of Liz Monahan's art pieces in lieu of painting something ourselves, or as well as painting something ourselves for permanent ownership at Town Hall. Want to raise that, or?
that was a thought of mine. I asked Alex his opinion. What would you guys think if we purchased one of the current artwork? We would get 25% commission.
What kind of prices are?
They're not cheap, Loretta.
About
They're
200,
probably in
about
the
200.
100 to 200 range, but they
Yeah.
are very good.
They actually are kind of inexpensive for oils.
Mhm. And beautiful
that-
frames, beautiful frames.
Oh,
That's kind of
yeah.
how we could, going forward, that's how we could increase our stock of just generic things when we find an artist that we like, if we purchase something. And then it's a mix, different.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
like
it's a nice
Gesture?
gesture for them, although I'm
Yeah.
not sure we have to tell them that we bought it. But I think it's just a way to say, this was an artist we had, this was an artist we had, this was an artist, and just kind of build from there, you know?
I think that's a fantastic idea, especially because it allows us to, as Laura said, build a collection that also kind of is like, hey, it's a good collection and it's representative of what we had that we can show off. Like these people have been here. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, thanks. And also we had like one of our artists donated a painting to us, and that's
Yeah,
upstairs.
that's right. Yep.
So, you know, hers are smaller, but we could find a place where it could fit. And then if we do have an artist who has a lot of, we'll just take it down. So you're good with that? We need a motion though, I think. Well, let's just make it anyway.
Well, you also need to put some kind of money limits on it if you're going to do a motion, I think.
Well, I have her contract right here. Let me see. The highest is,
Do we know which piece we're talking about?
no, I'll just
Okay.
decide. You trust me? I'll send you guys a couple choices and you can vote if you want, okay?
Yeah, if this is going to become a regular thing, like I'm sure we can set up a system for the future. And I definitely trust Catherine to pick the first one.
Well, the other thing is during a meeting, we can just walk downstairs, you know?
Also true.
This will not be up at our next meeting. I'm sorry, I can't find her contract. I thought it was in this folder. But her prices range like we sold one, the first day was up and that was 225. And honestly, that was one of my favorites. So they're about like, I mean, put a cap on it if you want. I mean, I don't think any are over 300, Alex, right? I'm not
I
sure.
don't remember, honestly.
Let me look one more place. Hold on.
Well, Loretta, it looks like you said there's about 600 or 700 in invoices yet to be accounted for.
Yes.
So we would have something like $750 left.
Yes.
Now,
So
does
look,
that
then
include those couple of things that Catherine mentioned, banner and red carpet and whatever?
Yeah, I do want to
Yes.
get more lawn signs. I have to talk to town hall to see how many we could have. I was a little confused, but I thought those worked out well. We only have 15, so maybe 15 more. And then order the riders for it, the dates. There was one other thing I thought, I do want to get more sidewalk chalk. So, but that's like $50. We can talk more about that when we talk about sidewalk chalk. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
I
there-
found
so
her.
there- So I guess your way, Alex asked me a question. So there could be $700 left after these items that we already have the invoices for.
Okay,
Anne Marie is going to be purchasing a menorah and the other
right.
religious display. Then I'm not sure what those would be. So, we'll just have to make sure we don't overspend, obviously. And something like purchasing a piece of artwork or the menorah, one of those could fall into next year if we got to the point where we've exhausted.
Exactly. Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I did find her contract and they're like 150. There's quite a few for 150. 135, 125, 225, 275. The highest is 395. I will not go that high. And there's a couple for 325. So if you want to put a cap on it remember we would get 25% commission. So that's 25% lower than that price. So you want to put a cap on it? I'm fine with that. Somebody can make a motion. I don't know that we need to make a motion for a sale like this, do we?
Well, I think it just depends. We have to put together all the things that are on our wish list for the end of the year, and then we have to spend the money.
Well, it seems like probably $300 is doable, and that could be either one or two pieces, if they're small.
Good idea.
Yeah, we don't
Okay.
know how much the signs are. We don't know how much the menorah is.
And the menorah, to your point, Loretta, could be a wish list thing for, in September.
Yes.
Same with the signs. Okay, so this we should purchase though now because it's there and it's only there for 2 more weeks. So if somebody could make a motion, I'll make a motion and you can just say so moved. Make a motion that the art commission buys artwork from the current artist at no more than $300
Or permanent use in town hall.
or permanent use in town hall.
So moved.
So
I'll
moved,
second.
Alex. There are lots of hands for second. Jillian, take your pick. Okay, did you guys see, I know I sent it last minute, but the current artist, sorry, I'm just checking if this woman's answering me. Okay, she has sent me a picture of the banners. I'm not really good at sharing my screen. I can try, but
Now you're talking about Elizabeth White, this artist who'd contacted you offering pieces for exhibition.
yeah, I'm gonna hold it up. I will send you guys an email. You see that?
Yeah.
So what is it like mesh that goes on a fence, and all those pictures that were on her website are, I guess, all pictures. I didn't realize that. So I really wish she had showed up at the meeting, but
It's her thing. If she doesn't choose to come, that's so be it. Now those are all flat and flexible. They're cloth or something similar.
yeah, so tonight I also sent you the email she had sent, and she said they're mesh. They don't look like mesh, but
You
afterwards,
all have been to the craft center or driven past the craft center, and you know that flag art that's on the front of the craft center that is the US flag with the word love all over it. It's just an outdoor banner material. It has holes in it so that if you hang it and the wind blows, it doesn't tear.
No, okay.
got it.
Well, that could be hung easily enough in town hall. They don't have much
And
weight.
we do have, they don't weigh very much, and it's got grommets.
Mm.
I don't know, I can't tell from that picture where the grommets would be, but we could use our hanging system to hang it.
Yeah. Sounds all right.
Okay, she says she needs a link to the meeting. I did send her the agenda, but I don't think she realized it's on the agenda. So give me a minute. Agenda.
Catherine, if you click on members, there should be a join link down like the bottom so that you don't have to search through your email.
Oh, I just sent her the agenda again. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but like if you needed to share just the link for her, if you look where there's the list of
Oh,
members, there's an
Yep.
invite down the bottom.
but then
Yeah,
I would
right.
need her, then I would need her email handy, right?
Yes, you would need the email.
All right, let me see if I can share the banners that she sent to me.
And these banners are from the woman who's trying to enter the meeting?
I'll do it after the meeting, sorry. So hopefully she'll join any minute. All right, let's move on. So anyway, I sent you, once I hear from Liz, if she wants to extend or not, I'll send you, we'll contact Kathleen, and she'll be our next one.
Mhm.
Anybody else have any other artists? Because it's really hard to do like one, it's nice to line them up instead of, okay, who's going to be next? So if people could work on that, it would be nice. We used to have it that we'd have the whole year mapped out. So we got to work on that, okay? I did have somebody I saw who wants to get a photography business going. So I'm going to contact her and say, why don't you display here and get your name out? Okay. And Loretta, what about, did you look in? What? Did you look any more into like having groups do it? Like families?
I didn't look too far. Maybe I missed something. I mean, no, I don't have any families lined up. I mean,
I think your idea of under 10, like,
oh, that type of thing.
yeah, small, like set a size
Yes.
and say, and then I also think that for something like that, we should consider getting, it's called entry thingy. We use it at the craft center for group art, the high school show, things like that. And people will submit their picture. And then we can all view it through entry thingy.
And that's really
Yeah.
called entry thingy?
It's called, literally called entry thingy. ENTRYTHING, all one GY, all
Yeah.
one word.
Okay. Well, I will revisit the under 10.
Because I think that's kind of an interesting thing. And I think we could get a lot of pieces
Mhm.
from different people throughout town.
Yeah, different mediums and.
Right. And then entry thingy would cost a little bit of money. But as far as I can tell, the setup is free. But when people submit, we have to buy tokens. And when they submit something, or if we want to send an email through entry thingy, it costs us a token.
Okay.
And I think tokens are $2 a piece. So, since we seem to every year have a couple $100 left over, if we did a couple of these shows, we're not going to go through that many tokens that, it's going to break the budget or anything.
Are these virtual shows or are they?
No,
physically?
it's it can be a virtual show. You can go one
So
step
we can-
further and set up virtual shows too, but it's in person. So we would write up a call for artists and we would say, Brookfield, we're looking for XYZ
Right.
to hang in town hall in the month of August. And people would submit art and we would
Virtually.
look at it, virtually submit art. We would look at it and then decide if we want said art and then take the art and collect the art in person at town hall.
Or we pre-selected and then.
Right, already pre-selected through this. And we could set everybody on the commission up so they could go in and look at the art.
I have a newbie question. Do you ever do any sort of theme or any sort of like this month's show is a benefit for Ukrainian relief, or this month's show is a benefit for the local women's shelter or something? Do you ever tie in any causes with the art shows, or is just always
We
display?
haven't done that up to now, possibly because the money that we raise is going back into public art that eventually, like we're going to use it eventually.
Okay.
And we're dealing with the artist and they're selling, if they sell something, they've been keeping a profit.
Catherine, I think she's in the waiting room.
Yeah. And I
Okay,
think
I'll look
Carrie-
into that under.
Carrie had her hand up, but
Yeah, she disappeared.
yeah, I feel bad I didn't call on her, but I'm trying to text her, but then I don't have her thing handy. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi. I'm
Sorry for the misunderstanding, but yeah, the
we
the
got
Zoom
here.
was right on the agenda. Okay,
Very good.
obviously. We have
So can we finish the topic?
Yeah, let's just finish this one item and then we'll move to Elizabeth.
Sure.
So I'll put my thoughts together about the 10 and under, and we'll talk about it again next month. Mhm.
Okie dokie. And then, Jillian, will you give us more about entry thingy, like, or a website or something?
Yep, I think I did that once before.
Yeah, I
but-
think so too.
Yep.
Thanks. So then the other thing is just look for artists. So Elizabeth, we amended our agenda that once you come in, we will have you present to us. So we're ready for that. I'm looking for you.
Oh,
There you
well,
are. I see you.
well, I'm here. I don't know exactly what you're expecting of me. I actually forwarded those documents because I don't know how to put them on Zoom here.
Oh, and I forward them to everyone. So they
Okay,
were
so you
looking
have
at them.
Okay,
I was
so-
con-
yeah.
I was confused because they looked like different pieces of, like, they look more like 3D. But then you recently, which I was trying to share with everyone, you sent me the banners on the fence,
Yes, I just got
right?
that. Right.
But then I couldn't share it. So I'm going to send that to
Oh.
everyone.
All right, well, yeah,
Well, I guess we can see one of them there on the wall behind you, Elizabeth.
that's right. That's a that's a 4 foot by 4 foot one. They're actually 5 feet by 5 feet, each of them, from 8 different artists. New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, California, Washington.
And Elizabeth, what is your connection to these other artists? Are you an agent or an exhibitor in a place, or?
We are like a self-organized group. It was the brainchild of Yvonne Short. I don't know if you're familiar with her, but she does a lot of social outreach kind of work with her art and works with the New York Parks Department quite a bit. And it's more that we were trying to find alternative ways of presenting this work. There's no charge, for anyone. It's free art, it's accessible art, and it's, pretty much self-organized. So again, we're looking for alternative spaces just to sort of get in touch with, the opportunities that are around us, come out of the scarcity mindset and kind of, engage with our local communities and beyond. So that's pretty much the extent of it. And it's kind of an experiment.
Whereabouts are you located yourself?
I'm here in Bethel.
Oh, okay. And okay. Uh-huh.
And I'm also a member of the Westport, the Artist Collective of Westport. I'm on the advisory committee for the Bethel Arts. Also,
I haven't had a chance to look at the attachments that Catherine sent. Does the artwork have any particular theme, or is there are they as a group something, or each artist did something individually?
Each artist did do something individually. Because every exhibition has to have a title of some kind. They came up with ritual. I don't know, looking at each piece, that any of them would necessarily say that to you, but
What was that, ritual or virtual? Did you say?
Ritual. And I think it was the idea of each of us taking a turn, collecting these artworks and finding a place to present them. And taking, charge of exhibiting them and then passing them on to the next person who would do the process over again.
So I was confused. So you have you said like 8 artists from all over. In your possession, do you have these banners?
Well, I'm not taking them first. They're going to be shown in Washington, on the border of Washington and Maryland first. And then
So they move.
Schedule a stop. So I have my own in my possession at this point. The image is very similar to that. I mean, it's on more of a mesh than a vinyl piece. I don't know the difference whether I showed it to you or not. But No, that's, so I hope that answers your question. No one's gonna have them all in their possession until it's their turn
Got
to,
it. Okay, so we would like to sign up for a certain time.
exactly.
Gary, were
I
you
assume
speaking?
these are not for sale.
Say it again.
I assume then that these are not for sale if they're on tour.
Well, I don't know that we've really, I mean, you can, there'll be a QR code that will bring you to a site that will have the artist's information. So it's not a matter of having, things in place to purchase them necessarily. I think that that would be done privately through the artist if you're interested in the work. So we don't have to have a cash register or anything on hand if that's what you're asking.
Well, that's a good way to do it with the QR code.
Yeah, and there'll be like minimal signage that will just call it, by name and refer you to more information.
Does anyone have any ideas where to display these? Because I'm not sure town hall, especially if they're banner kind of things, like that will work. But could we have discussion on this?
Well, I have a
Well, if
question.
there, great.
When you're presenting, when this artwork is on display, is there a press release that's already in place that you could forward to us, or maybe you have, that we would have some background on the art and it's the whole show?
Certainly, of course, we provide something like that should you decide to use the work in Brookfield.
Have you asked Bethel?
I've been in contact with Bethel and been told that there aren't any, I don't think there's anything in place. I don't know that there's anyone to even ask at this point in Bethel.
Because I think that the fence idea works well. But the only fence I can think of, because I don't know about doing it on our Stillwater Greenway, because then we'd have to get posts and stuff for each one to hang up. Plus, I would be a little afraid might disappear, you never know.
Well, that's going to be an issue in any case with public art. It just, thank you for your concern, and that's entirely true. But it's something that we have to chance if we want to do this. And but as far as running posts, no one wants to do that. No.
Yeah.
I've done it. Not for this project, but for other projects. And no,
Right.
no, nothing like that. But yes, I've driven all over Bethel. I've identified a few commercial sites that I suppose I can go knocking on their doors, or I don't know what the next step would be to find out who the landlord is and if they're even local people or if they're in a corporation somewhere. But my initial steps were real people in real towns like Bethel and Brookfield to approach first.
Yeah, Bunny, I'm sorry, I'll call on you after Wendy, but Bunny, you had said that you were thinking about having wear ponchos and gringos, where that indoor thing this sounds like that would be perfect when you did that. Do you know what I mean? That
It would
building?
be so cool if we could utilize those spaces downtown. Like there's empty spaces, there's sides of buildings. I mean, there's things we can, like, if I'm gonna take a drive around, I guess maybe tomorrow, and see what we can maybe fashion, because it would be awesome to have them, and then we can do like an opening, and have people come, and it would be really cool.
Yeah.
When you say downtown, you mean Brookfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're revitalizing the Four Corners area to make like
Yes.
a walkable downtown. It has these beautiful, gorgeous, wide sidewalks. It has like all these
Right.
businesses, and we're just trying to get people down there.
Right.
Yeah.
I sat in on a meeting about this last year, I guess, and that was one of the reasons I approached Brookfield too. So I had heard about this, and so I was putting out feelers for that, but I didn't know what was happening in that regard. But
Yeah,
so,
we're looking for
sounds
buildings with empty space and to do something just like this. Wendy wanted to speak. Go ahead, Wendy.
I was just going to say, I was on the Bethel Arts Council, and what we did is we worked with local landlords who had vacant storefronts And we would do like a pop-up exhibit in one of these vacant storefronts. And then it was helpful to the landlord to get people into space. And then it also showcased the art. So
That
kind
was
of-
exactly my
Right.
idea. Exactly.
Right.
And I've
Yeah,
already
we
talked
did-
to business owners. I've already talked to the person who's renting out the buildings. He's willing to help us. Like that's exactly it. So that's awesome.
So we worked with the, I don't know who the Brookfield Economic Development person is, but we worked with Janice in Bethel. Janet, I can't pronounce her last name.
I know who you mean.
It starts with a CHZ,
Yes.
really long. Yeah. Well, anyway, she was the one who went and contacted and found us a different space. And I believe Lisa Scales from the Cultural Alliance also worked with us. This is going back like over 10 years.
Right. Well, I have been in touch with Janice, and that's how I ended up on this advisory committee for Bethel. They're trying to get things going again.
Mhm. Is
But-
Justin still on the Bethel Arts?
I beg your pardon?
Justin
Justin?
Hergen?
I don't know. Was he involved with music?
No, I was on the Bethel Arts Council with him and Janice and I don't know if Ray Flanagan was on it. There was,
I don't know who's on the council, actually. I'm just sort
Okay.
of, like I said, an advisory is what they're calling me.
right.
Jim Felice, was at the last meeting, and I don't know, Rob Wallace, is he in and out of it? I'm not really sure, but I did initially contact Janice, and I think she was the one who said, no, there isn't anything like that. I was looking for empty storefronts initially too. It just seemed like the, solution.
Shannon, I don't think there was a fee. I think that's what Janice, I'm responding to her question in the
Ah.
chat. Shannon asks, is there a fee for us to host the works? Are you talking about in the vacant buildings?
No, I'm talking in general.
For us to
Seems
go
like,
around
like
the artwork.
more like a trap, like I've done this with like Monet, where they, I hosted big sheets of Monet and the kids like walk through like an immersive thing. I just was one like this, as I'm listening, it sounds very similar to that. I just didn't know like how, like what is the Arts Commission's responsibility for getting the work from where it is to here? Is that your responsibility? Is that our responsibility as far as like the travel of this work?
Yes, we're self-contained. You have no responsibility or expense.
So you get it to us and then you take it away and ship it wherever else it needs to go.
I get it to you, and I would be involved in the actual hanging of it.
Okay.
Wonderful.
How long does an
Yes,
exhibit?
and then I'm responsible for taking it away and getting it to the next venue.
And could these hang outside or would they need to be inside?
They're indoor-outdoor banners. They're mesh,
Right.
and they have 4 grommets on each side to attach.
Yeah, and I'll send everyone the picture how you had it attached to the fence. How
I
long is
do-
the exhibit usually borrowed for? Or does it
Well,
vary?
we had been thinking of a number of months. I think
Okay.
we had been thinking 2 or 3 months in pockets of time. I don't know how much of that was like travel time, but since it's just kind of getting going and these things we have to be flexible about.
Okay.
But because of the effort involved, you want it to be a kind of a significant period of time, It's not going to be a weekend pop-up situation.
Yeah,
Oh, of course not.
it would be great to tie it into some kind of grand opening we're having, like right now they're building down there. And when that opens, it would be great to have your exhibit too. Could I leave it unless anyone has any other questions? We are going to look for places and ask around, Elizabeth, and I have your email if we have more questions.
That sounds wonderful.
Anybody have any other questions for Elizabeth?
Yeah, this is Gary.
Questions?
Do we know what time frame we're talking about?
The time frame. I know that the first let me see. We'll be in DC from July to, I think, the end of September.
Anyone lined up after?
No, not
I
at this
think
time.
we should potentially snag after.
Not
Yeah.
yet. You
Good
know what I
idea.
mean?
I agree with that.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay,
That
so we're
sounds
gonna,
good.
yeah, we're
Um,
gonna work on it, so hopefully we can be after them, okay? But we realize, somebody might come before us, but our job now is to look for a space, okay?
Well, I just don't want it in the middle of the winter.
in the middle of the winter, my only concern is if they are outdoors, I don't want snow pushed up against them and things like that.
But
think
a
we're gonna
lot of the
be-
restaurants and things like that down there are looking at outdoor patio space and things like that. So I think we would be better with at least one outdoor month.
Yeah, that's okay.
show
But
it.
as I said, as
So
long as there's nobody's going
Either
to walk
that
over
October would be
or
good.
push snow up against it, if it were on a sidewalk. What I've noticed is that in this area, we have more like 4-foot fences, according probably to local ordinance. And I don't want them like really close to the ground unless they were on.
I'm sort of thinking actually business windows.
Yeah. I'm going to pull this out, excuse me.
Well, hopefully they can be inside the window too. So, but
Yeah.
we're also talking about inside a building, that's what Bunny was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure where she went.
Because if we get the sponsorships, like I was talking about, if we get like the local businesses or people to sponsor the window or the walkthrough experience, we can do like 2 inside a building, on one of the empty storefronts.
Right.
Catherine, do you want to send Elizabeth a copy of the artist requirements sheet? We'll be looking for venues. She can at least see what our policies would be.
Yeah, I'm not sure it applies though, because we're all talking about town hall, that we hang it and meanwhile should be hanging it.
Well,
I
there'd
mean,
be
I
parts
could
of it.
just,
Well,
yeah,
there'd be parts of it that apply, but your call. I don't mind.
okay. Elizabeth, what you doing? Oh, I see. So it's very flexible there. Cool. Bridget, can we make it so that it's just her? You hit the spotlight, right? Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That would be so cool. I can totally see this. This is awesome.
Couldn't agree more. This is really coming together in my
Yeah,
opinion.
this is interesting. I mean, it's different than what we've done before, but no, I like the idea.
It allows it to be like a kind of special event, but also fit into what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get the community together.
We really appreciate it, Elizabeth.
Yes, and thank you so much for coming here and talking
Oh,
about it.
you're muted. You're muted.
I'm just saying thank you for listening and making yourselves available.
Thank
Okay.
you. And we'll get back to you, okay?
Beg your pardon?
We will get back to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. You can stay on, but it's probably boring, so. Okay, now how do I get it to that? I see everyone again? Did you do that, Bridget, or me?
What of you?
Wait, it's been
Catherine,
so
would you
long.
be able to resend the artist's guidelines that was just being referred to a moment ago? I was looking for that recently because I did want to reach out to artists and I just couldn't find it in all of my emails and such.
You got it. Does everyone want it? I'll just do a reply all, and I'll send the banner pictures that she sent me and that, okay?
That would be great. Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right, then I get rid of this. All right. And I think she has left. Okay. Okay, I just put this on, Loretta, you don't have to say anything, but it was just on before. Anything new with Pocket Park?
No, I don't have any update on Pocket Park.
Okay.
Next
Are
item.
But
we-
there does seem to be a bit of work done. They look like there are a couple of trees or little evergreens put in there, and
Yeah, they're doing things there, but sculpture wise, they're as.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're still a distance
They're
away
not new,
from
new
our-
evergreens. They've been there.
Oh,
Those
really?
evergreens at the back, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, there are signs of.
They're still there.
activity. They're still there. Well, I hope they stay.
All right, so we'll see if we get any more information that we can start moving
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, the next step for me is last time I spoke with Tara, we were going to speak again in July and August.
Okay,
After budget and everything for the new year got in place, then we're going to start our conversation again.
okay, good. We continued. Excuse me. Scholarship. You saw my email, right, everyone? If you didn't, it's on it, who the
That was
recipient
awesome.
is. Yeah, we're not going to announce it. We had, this was Gary, Loretta, me, our poet laureate, who's lovely, Adam Rush, is that right?
Rush. Atom Rush.
And then Bunny, Jillian, and Carrie gave additional feedback. So thank you to everyone. And Gary, I sent you an email because Gary had volunteered to go to the June 6th award ceremony. Did you see my email, Gary?
I did.
What's your feeling? Unless you want to just talk to me separately.
No, I don't mind talking about it. It seemed to be a little up in the air, right? But
it's not so
I
much
don't
up in
mind
the
going.
air. See, what we used to do, you guys, the scholarship givers could sit on the stage, and then when they present the award, you could go up and shake their hands. They're not allowing that because of COVID. So they did say that if Gary wanted to take a picture with the recipient later, but then he'd have to kind of hang out and stuff like that. So I said to Gary, it's up to him if he wants to go. The good thing is that this year. Go ahead. Great, thanks.
I will go.
Okay, great. The good thing is this year they're also combining it with undergraduates. So the undergraduates will see that we give a $2,000 award. Hopefully next year it'll be $3,000, and hopefully that will generate more interest. Okay. Anything else we should say about this, Gary?
No, I'll make sure we get a photo that we can post on social media.
Thank you so much. And then Jillian and Jeremy will post who the winner is, the recipient is, and we can give a little bio on her and where on her or him where they're going. Oh God, I'm gonna stop.
Yes.
All right.
I don't suppose there's a dress code for this, right?
No.
Cap and
I don't-
gown.
Yeah,
Are you gonna go looking like a jazz musician?
that's all you need. No, I mean, I used to get dressed up and I felt, I mean, the kids get dressed up because they go up on stage. So don't, you don't have to get dressed up. But you are going to
I'll
be in
be
the picture.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to get the check. I emailed them today because I gave it the day after we picked and so that we would physically have a check. If not, we're going to have an IOU, which I don't want to do, but I'm working on that. Okay, block party,
We don't have one
Wendy.
of
I'm
those
sorry.
checks. We don't have one of those giant 6-foot checks.
No, we're not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Maybe 3 foot. No, I'm kidding. Wendy, Bunny, you want to say anything about the block party?
So Bunny and I had several emails back and forth, but unfortunately could not coordinate our schedules. But I just came to the point where, with work and life, the people who are supposedly in charge did not really offer any guidance. I met with Kathy 2 times. I talked to her on the phone. I never met with Anthony. I asked her several times who else is on the committee or who else, because it is a nonprofit. So she said the people who were on are now no longer on. So she couldn't really give me any clear guidance as far as who's on the board, who's going to help, and where does the money go? So after careful consideration, I told her that I was sorry, but without more information and without more help, that I was not going to do this by myself, or even two people, even with Bunny's help. It's way too much for two people to do. So I gave her back her binders, and last I heard, I think Linda McCaffrey maybe, or the chamber or somebody like that is going to help, but I don't know if they're doing it in the fall or next year or what they're doing. So that's it.
Okay. Bunny, did you want to add, or are you good?
No, I just wanted to say that I think it's a bummer it got dumped in your lap, Wendy.
Yeah, I mean, when I first met with her, she like got me so excited, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And you know, it's going to be here, and I'm going to get all this help. And then at the, I don't know if I think it was the March meeting or the April meeting of the Brookfield Arts. You weren't there, Bunny, but
no, I wasn't.
It just seemed like there wasn't people on the Arts Commission who wanted to help, because it seemed more of like a town thing rather than an arts thing. And I don't own a business in the Brookfield Four Corners. If I did, of course, I'd be on board because it would be promoting my business. But I don't think Kathy owns her business anymore. And that, you know, it just seemed like I've thrown big events and big parties that are fundraisers that benefit nonprofits, but going in to do all this work and not knowing where this money is going, I just couldn't see the reason to give my time. I'd rather give my time to the Arts Commission and let's come up with a fun, creative event to do that will benefit the scholarship or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like a really understandable decision, Wendy. Apologies that you had to make it though, but yeah, I completely agree. I think with starting something within more of our realm of possibilities and building out, I think that sounds like absolutely something we can do.
So on that note, we don't have to talk about it tonight, but I did want to mention two things. I was told by the Southbury Economic Development Commission, who used to be on the Village Center for the Arts Board, his name is Kevin Bielmeyer. He said that Paint the People is no longer happening because I think they had gotten a grant from the Connecticut Commission on Culture and Tourism. And the reason they got that grant to do Paint the People, I don't know if everyone familiar with Paint the People, New Milford. So it was like this big, huge festival that they had in downtown New Milford, and they would get like a car donated, and they had this big splatter pad where people could slingshot things of paint, and they would paint the people, and it was this whole big giant thing in Village Center for the Arts.
Yeah, I'll speak as a high schooler within the last 10 years. It is one of the very few events that most of like a good portion of the high schoolers were like excited about, and everybody turned out for, because you just got covered in paint and had a good time.
Right. It's an awesome idea. But I guess they got that money because they were trying to make New Milford a destination town. So they got this grant money to put it on every year. And I was told that they're not getting that grant money. So that might be something that we might want to think about, maybe doing a similar event or some sort of family friendly event that could bring people, let's make Brookfield a destination town. Yeah, go ahead. That was just one idea. And the second idea I had was to do a color run. So like a 5K that could be a fundraiser for the high school scholarship, because I'm sure we could get a lot of high school kids involved and they get to, you know, run through the color and all that. So we could raise money on an entry fee, vendors, sponsors. So those were just two ideas I had for events. Instead of doing the block party, let's do something more arts focused.
Bunny?
I love the idea of the color run. I think it's awesome. I would say we have to check with the town's like medical person. There was something with having the color run in children and the stuff that goes into the air. He like refused for the schools to be able to do that as like a fundraiser for the school. I mean, it might be a completely different, like, you know, medical situation because it's a school versus like a town, but we would have to definitely check with him, but.
We should also loop Parks and Rec into that.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
ask what a
if
color
we're
run
gonna
is?
Plan it and spend, you know, time on it.
So Catherine,
Parks and
a color run is a 5K, and most of the time people wear all white, and they, I think at the end of the race, when they run through it, like shoots like powdered
It's during.
paint. Oh, it's during the race and
During.
You're throwing it.
Yep.
It's like during the whole race.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I've never done one.
They
but
are pretty
it
amusing.
looks fun. Have you done one, honey?
I haven't done one, but I was all the way through the whole process of getting one for a fundraiser at Huckleberry. And so that's how I found out about all the things that you do with it. But
oh, okay.
Then we were told
What I would really like to see us do is an art walk
yes, downtown. That would be fantastic.
around the Four Corners businesses. I would like to see an art walk where we hook up artists, have them sit in a business so people go into the businesses, and we can also have painters outside maybe painting a certain thing from different perspectives and things like that. I think that is more up my alley than a block party.
We had the craft center, like he's ready to go. He's got the people there. They can showcase their art.
Well, he's not the only one, but we're not the only artist here. You know, like we can invite other artists too.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying we've already got somebody who's willing to like give us his artisans and their wares. Like we've already got.
No, I work here, Bunny.
Oh, good.
I'm sitting here right now.
I didn't know that. That's so cool. You must love it.
I'm in my office.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That you must love it working there. It seems like such a cool place. But yeah, so we've got him, and then we've got other people around town. I'm sure that'll come out of the woodwork. It would be fantastic to organize the art walk. I think it would be lovely.
But I think if we get together and actually focus on it, we could try for October.
Yeah. In
And I
time for
think
those
that-
canvas thingies would be hanging too.
I think a very important piece would be to talk to, is it Angela at Brookfield Cleaners?
Yeah.
And find out if they are doing the block party in the fall or if they are not doing it. Does anyone know him?
No.
No.
I know his wife a little bit.
I may have a connection to him.
I mean, I can go in and just ask him. I think a lot of our concern too at our last meeting where you guys weren't there was all the construction that's taking on right there. That's right where the block party was. So I personally think this year's not going to be. I think next year will be great because it'll
But
be
I
like
think
an opening.
that's why an art walk could work.
Agree.
Because an art walk is further up here. It's with the active open businesses.
Right.
We just need to know if the 3 restaurants that are going in, if they're still on track for June. Because if they're not on track for June, then we should not try and do this year. Because they'll be too close to their opening.
One of the restaurants put out an artist all call. Did you see that? I forget who the restaurant is.
Oh, yeah, I saw that
Mexican
happening.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mexican at Cantina.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's featuring actually a friend of mine's right now. So I mean, I'm like, that's what we do. That's great that that's happening. So
It's beautiful too. The artwork is gorgeous.
yeah, she's really good. Okay. Because we're not having the block party, probably, at least not in the summer, Do we still want to do the rock painting thing?
I think we should do it again. I mean, I think it's a fun thing that we can do the way we've been doing it, give out paints and paint kits, and people then can go hide their own rocks. And
Okay,
I
well,
think
that's
Can you fill
definitely,
in the new people on what this is? I know what rock painting is, but
yeah. So that,
well, we did have a table at the block party where we bought rocks and we let people paint them. And then sometimes they came and picked them up at the end, and sometimes they didn't. And we put, post to Brookfield CT Rocks and went and hid them all. And people found them and posted them on Facebook to Brookfield CT Rocks.
and
And
were
then
they
over,
for
oh, sorry.
kindness? Were they like for be kind or just anything?
They were kindness rocks, but they could be anything.
Okay.
They
So
didn't
what
have to
we've done-
say anything on them.
what we've done the last 3 years, 2 years, I guess we did it 2 years, is we put out a flyer, we post it, and people pick 6 colors from the colors we show them, and they can do it for their whole family, and they list it. It's a lot of work. It's, we put it on a spreadsheet, and then we fill the orders. That doesn't take long. That takes like an hour, hour and a half. We put the 6 cups, we fill the vials, and then they pick them up at town hall. We have a day on a Sunday where there's no people parked, and they just swing by and pick them up. So we do want to do that. Nobody has signed up for that rock painting. So if we're going to do that, I'd like volunteers. I'd also like volunteers. We'll write down for the art walk. We'll add that to our list. Okay. So
I will
let's,
volunteer for both of those things.
who was
I would-
that?
Wendy.
Wendy.
Wendy?
Thank you.
So Wendy's art walk and the rock painting kits.
I would be extremely excited to help with the art walk.
Same, put Bunny down too, please.
And you can put Jillian down.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
It's gonna
Okay.
rock.
Okay, so,
Ah,
so for rock painting, I have Wendy, and who was the other one who said?
Jillian,
For rock painting.
yes.
Okay,
Shannon as well for rock painting.
we're gonna order, we definitely have to order cups and stuff like that, so that's kind of a priority.
Did
Because
you hear Shannon, Catherine?
I heard Shannon, thanks.
Okay.
That's a priority because we're doing that soon, so I will order that stuff.
Can we
I'll
get
order
the
that.
rocks donated and have someone sponsor it, like Home Depot or O&G or someone like that?
Go to Wendy.
You will have more
If you
luck
want,
with a
they're not-
smaller business than you will with Home Depot. Home
I was
Depot,
gonna
you have to go through
say-
corporate.
Doing like
Rocks
an
are-
Agway or something like that, or a Tractor Supply might have more luck.
Yeah, something local would probably be possibly willing to donate you rocks.
Good
So
idea.
Tractor Supply sells those rocks?
I don't know if Tractor Supply does or not, but that's who came to mind. Agway probably does.
Okay.
You guys can ask, rocks aren't that expensive though, and I still have a lot of rocks from last year.
But do you get the color, those metal pens, or do you get actual paints?
Paint, acrylic paint.
Oh, paint pen, because I've done them before and we've used paint pens and those can get expensive.
Yeah, no, we do acrylic paint. In fact, we still have a whole box that's not been opened. And Shannon says it'll last as long as they haven't been opened. And then I have to order paintbrushes. We give them a couple of paintbrushes, the 6 cups of their paint, and a rock per person, and put it in a paper bag. And, you know, like sometimes the families will do it and stuff like that. So the way that this is done is through the Brookfield Arts Commission Gmail. And there are a lot of emails. So I'll talk to this committee and somebody can take that on, because I'm gonna be in and out in the summer. I'd rather not be involved in that. So, okay. So we're moving into the next thing because we're discussing volunteers. So for Art Walk, I have Wendy, Jeremy, Bunny, Jillian. Please raise your hand if I didn't call your name and you want to be added. Art Walk. Okay, okay. And I did make that a Google Doc. I saw some of you have added your name, so that's great. Debbie would like a little more explanation about the publicity. I see Wendy signed up for that, correct, Wendy?
Yes.
I honestly don't know. This is from the last chair. Like, I just wrote publicity down. So what's on?
I'll go through it with people, because put me down for that too. Because it's more than a one-person job. It really is.
Could you explain it a little to Debbie? Because she's wondering
Yes,
what kind of
but
publicity.
do we have to do it right now? I mean, as
Well,
part of the meeting right now? Or can I chat with Debbie later?
Chat with her, and then Debbie, just let me decide if you want to, you can
Sure,
just decide, add your name if you want it.
Okay.
I just thought of something from before. It is on the, I sent it on the email. Maybe I didn't. Please advertise, maybe Jillian and Jeremy update the Liz Moynihan art exhibit, because we need to get that out. I'm going to put a flyer before the meeting started. We were talking to Dan, and now there's a digital billboard inside town hall, which we can post flyers, which will be good. So now when we have flyers for the gingerbread house contest or for the painting, we can put it there and it can display so anyone who comes in. So I'm going to have a flyer about Liz Moynihan's that Ginny's going to put on the website, and that can go on the digitals. Just say it's right down the hall. Please go visit. They're all for sale. But we need to like push it because she didn't have a reception. So I'd like to get a few more sales for her. That would be good. Okay. Anything else on the events? Anyone have any questions? We'll just keep that an open document and okay. Right,
Does
moving on.
Liz have pictures of everything that she gave us? Does she have digital images of everything that she gave us? Because if she does, we can throw those up on Facebook, because her pictures are probably better lit than our pictures that we took.
I'll ask her. I guess she knows what she gave because she has a contract. So you don't want all of them though. You wouldn't post all of them, right? Because I sent you a bunch. And
you did send me a bunch.
How many do you want from her? All of them?
All of them.
It's good to have
in
options.
Town hall currently.
All right, I will ask her. New business, anything? No? Okay. As far as the next meeting goes, I'm out of town and so is Alex. So we have an option of the week before is being celebrated Juneteenth at Town Hall, so Town Hall is closed. I'm trying to find out if we can have a meeting, a Zoom meeting that night. And Dan said he would be available to open up the meeting for us. Yes.
I don't think I'm available, because if it's a Monday, that's not our regular meeting, I'm not available.
Okay, so we have an option of, a couple options we could cancel, which I don't really want to cancel because we have stuff coming up in the summer. somebody else can run the meeting, or we can try and move it to the 20th. I don't have an answer yet if we're allowed to do a Zoom meeting. I would hope we could, because town hall's closed, so we couldn't have the meeting. Or we could try and pick another day, but I'm going out of town Wednesday. And Alex, when do you go out of town?
Saturday we leave. And we're away.
I'm happy to run a meeting. I could do it.
So you want to keep it that Monday, what it's scheduled for?
Well, if it's better for everyone, if that's the best thing to do, I mean, it's fine. I don't mind running it.
Okay. Does that sound good? Then we'll keep it at
I
that.
say we go for it. Thank you, Bunny.
Sure.
Can you clarify what date that is, please, Catherine?
It's on the agenda, June 27th.
Thank you. I don't
So
have
it'll
the
be
agenda.
room 209. We'll just keep it as we said, room 209, okay? And so Alex will not lead the meeting, Bunny will lead the meeting. Okay, I think that's it. This is a long meeting. Oh no, it's only 8:15. Anything else before we go? I'm a grandma. I'm gonna go see my grandchild.
Congratulations.
When I send the other stuff, I'll send you a picture of him. He's so cute.
Boy, girl name?
His name is Leo. Parker is her, you know what? Let's end the meeting. Dan, can you stop the recording?